Hello students, welcome to EduFarm. Believe and Become classes for GPAT and NIPER JEE. Like and share the video and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to never miss any update. So students, today we are going to discuss about the absorption of drugs. When a drug is administered into the body, the drug is altered by the body, and that process includes absorption, distribution, metabolism, and finally excretion. Drug absorption is the process of movement of unchanged drug from the site of administration to the systemic circulation. A drug that is completely but slowly absorbed may fail to show therapeutic response, as the plasma concentration for desired effect is never achieved. Whether a rapidly absorbed drug attains the therapeutic level easily to elicit their pharmacologic effect. Thus, both the rate and the extent of drug absorption are important. Drug absorption affects the bioavailability of the drug. Drugs that have to enter the systemic circulation to exert their effect can be administered by various routes. There is mainly three major routes, which are the enteral routes, which includes par-oral route, that is gastrointestinal route, and sublingual and rectal routes. Another one is parenteral route. This includes all route through the layers of skin, intravenous, intramuscular, and subcutaneous route. And then the topical routes, which include skin, eyes, or other specific membranes, like transdermal membrane, and the inhalational routes. Before proceeding to discuss about absorption, a brief description of cell membrane structure and physiology is necessary. Cellular membrane consists of a lipid bilayer. Amphiphilic phospholipid molecules arranged in a fashion that their hydrocarbon chains are oriented inwards to form the hydrophobic or lipophilic phase, and their polar heads oriented to form the outer and inner hydrophilic boundaries of the cellular membrane that face the surroundings aqueous environments. Globular protein molecules are associated on either side of these hydrophilic boundaries, as you can see in this picture. For a drug to be absorbed and distributed into organs and tissues and eliminated from the body, it must pass through one or more biological membrane or barriers at various locations. This movement of drug across the membrane is called as drug transport. So, now coming to the absorption mechanism. Drug transport mechanism involved in the absorption are transcellular or intracellular transport, paracellular or intercellular transport, and vesicular transport. Transcellular transport involves the passage of drugs across the gastrointestinal epithelium. This is the most common pathway of drug transport. This transport occurs in three steps, which are permeation of GI epithelial cell membrane, which is a lipoidal barrier, then movement across the intracellular space, and finally the permeation of the lateral and basolateral membrane. The transcellular or intracellular transport involves passive transport, which includes passive diffusion, facilitated diffusion, ion pair transport, and the pore transport, which is a solvent drag process, and another one is active transport, which involves primary active transport and secondary active transport. And then the paracellular transport occurs in permeation through tight junction of epithelial cell and then persorption. And vesicular transport occurs through endocytosis process. Coming to the passive diffusion, more than 90% of the drugs are absorbed by this process. This is a non-ionic diffusion. This process involves the movement of drug from a region of higher concentration to the lower one. No energy source is required for this process, and hence it is called as passive diffusion. This is expressed by Fick's first law of diffusion. This law states that the drug molecule diffuses from higher concentration region to lower one until equilibrium is attained, and the rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the concentration gradient across the membrane. This law is mathematically expressed by the equation. You can see dq dt equal to dak by h c git minus c, where dq dt is the rate of drug diffusion, d is diffusion coefficient of the drug through the membrane, a is surface area of the absorbing membrane for drug diffusion, k is the partition coefficient of drug, and Cgit minus C is the difference in concentration of the drug in GI fluids and plasma, and H is the thickness of the membrane. Based on the equation, it can be concluded that the drug moves down the concentration gradient, indicating downhill transport. That is, from higher concentration to the lower concentration. This process is energy independent and non-saturable. Rate of drug transfer is directly proportional to the concentration gradient between GI fluids and the blood compartment. Greater the membrane water partition coefficient of the drug, absorption is faster. Since the membrane is lipoidal in nature, a lipophilic drug diffuses at a faster rate by solubilizing in the lipid layer of the membrane. The drug diffuses rapidly when the volume of GI fluid is low and vice versa. Then, facilitate diffusion. This is the carrier-mediated transport where carrier molecules competes with other substance of similar structure. This is also a downhill transport. That is, it operates down the concentration gradient. This is of limited importance in the absorption of drug. This process is affected by metabolic inhibitors. Vitamin B12 is absorbed by this process. Then, pore transport. Pore transport is a connective transport, bulk flow or filtration. Drug is transported through the protein channels present in the cell membrane. The driving force is constituted by osmotic pressure difference across the membrane, due to which water along with small molecules are flowed through these aqueous channels. Which type of drug are transported through this transport? Low molecular weight, low molecular size and water-soluble drugs are transported through these pores in the membrane structure. Like covalent ions, hydrophilic solutes of small molecule size like urea, and chain-like or linear compounds of molecular weight up to 400 Daltons can be absorbed by filtration. Drug permeation through water filled channels is important for renal excretion, removal of drug from cerebrospinal fluid and entry of drugs into liver is occurred by this process. Then coming to the active transport process. This is a carrier-mediated transport where the drug material can be transported against a concentration gradient, that is from lower concentration region to the higher. That is, it is an uphill movement. This mechanism requires energy in the form of ATP. Since this process is uphill, a particular active transport system is not present throughout the gastrointestinal tract. Thus, the drug is absorbed at the specific carrier system. This transport is highly specific with respect to chemical structure of the material which is being transported. Absorption of 5-fluorouracil via pyrimidine transport is an example of active transport. Active transport mechanism are further categorized into two classes, which are primary active transport and secondary active transport. In primary active transport, drug substance move against the concentration gradient by the direct expenditure of energy. That is, a direct ATP requirement is necessary in this process. It transfers only one ion or molecule and only in one direction. And for this is called uniport. Absorption of glucose is occurred by this primary active transport process. In secondary active transport, the drug substance moves against the concentration gradient by energy stored by substance moving down the concentration gradient. This process transports ion or molecules in two ways. One is in same direction, that is called symport, and another one is in opposite direction, that is called antiport. Beta-lactam antibiotics are transported through a symport mechanism. Sodium plus glucose symporter uses potential energy of sodium plus concentration gradient to move glucose against its concentration gradient. And in antiport, which involves the movement of molecules in opposite direction, there is expulsion of H plus ions using the sodium plus gradient in kidneys. Then coming to the next class, which is ion pair transport. In this mechanism, highly ionized compounds like quaternary ammonium compounds, sulfonic acid are absorbed. Though these compounds have lower oil-water partition coefficient values, these agents penetrate the membrane by forming reversible neutral complexes with endogenous ions of gastrointestinal tract. You can see in this picture the cationic drug and the endogenous anion first form a ion pair complex. Then through the passive diffusion, this complex entered into the blood and then dissociation of complex happened and then free drug releases. For the passive diffusion, these complexes have both lipophilicity as well as aqueous solubility. Coming to the next class, endocytosis. This is a minor transport mechanism of physical absorption. This process involves engulfing extracellular materials within a segment of cell membrane to form a vesicle that will subsequently traffic through the cell. This is the only transport mechanism whereby a compound or drug does not have to be in aqueous solution in order to be absorbed. Fat, starch, vitamin A, vitamin D, E, K, and vitamin B12, and also drug like insulin are absorbed by endocytosis process. This includes two types of process. One is phagocytosis, which absorb solid particulates, and another one is pinocytosis process, which involve uptake of fluid solutes. Polio vaccine, botulism toxin are absorbed by pinocytosis process. So that's all for today. Check out more of our videos. Feel free to ask any question about the video, and also you can suggest the topic for our next video. You can also support us. For details, check the description box below. Your support will encourage us for making such videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next segment. Till then, keep your preparation on and stay tuned with EduFarm.